Channel 33 RPM.
Today, counting down the top 8 hard rock and heavy metal albums of 2016 so far. Be right back.
Channel 33 RPM, yeah, 33 RPM. Channel 33 RPM, yeah, final gear and more.
Hey guys, my name is Frank. Welcome to Sundays on Channel 33 RPM. Hope everyone's doing well. We're over halfway through the year, believe it or not, so I figured it was time to look back at some of the best new releases I picked up this year, particularly in the category of hard rock and heavy metal. 8, I know it's kind of a weird number, right? I was gonna do 5, but there were so many great albums this year, I couldn't limit it to 5. Then I was gonna do 10, but I figured that's too much. I'll wait for the 10 until December when I look back and do the top albums of the entire year. I haven't ranked these in any order other than date of release. I figured it's too soon still to actually start compiling a list in terms of the best and second best and third best and whatnot. So these are the top, my favorite 8 hard rock and heavy metal albums released this year in order of release. Check it out. Released January 22nd, a slab of heavy metal from Megadeth Dystopia. Truth be told, this is the first Megadeth album I've gotten into in a long time. I lost track of these guys and their comings and goings and lineup changes way back in the 1990s, but this album is definitely a true return to form for Dave Mustaine and company. Also released January 22nd, Canadian heavy metal band Cauldron with their new album In Ruin. These guys are definitely at the forefront of the new wave of traditional heavy metal. They lost some of the momentum behind this album back in February. They were touring and they were involved in a motor vehicle accident down in Texas. That, set them back for a bit while guitarist Ian Chains recovered, but they're back, they're touring, and if you've missed this album, do yourself a favor and check it out. Released February 5th, some more Canadian heavy metal from right here in Edmonton, Alberta. It's Striker with Stand in the Fire. Self-release, this is a great album, and it combines many genres of heavy metal. There's power metal in here, there's some heavy metal, there's some traditional heavy metal. Definitely a top album so far of 2016. Released February 5th, it's Anthrax, For All Kings, and Anthrax are definitely my favorite of the big 4. I'm loving this record. I didn't think it was possible, but after living with this record for several months, I gotta say this is actually better than their last album, Worship Music, which is saying a lot for me because I absolutely love worship music. This is not quite on par with some of their 1980s classics like Among the Living, but it's definitely one of Anthrax's best records and a top pick for 2016. February 12th, we got the new Holy Grail album, Times of Pride and Peril. I don't think that this is quite as good as their last album, Ride the Void. Nonetheless, still a great album. And kind of like Striker, these guys combine elements of different genres of heavy metal, or sub-genres of heavy metal, including traditional metal, including some shred, including power metal. And the first single from this, Crystal King, I gotta say, that's a modern heavy metal classic. Released March 25th, it's the new one from Blood Ceremony. This is Lord of Misrule. Have the CD, not the vinyl. I'm digging these guys big time. Their sound is a total throwback to the late 1960s, early 1970s. They are female fronted, but in addition to the traditional guitar bass drums, they also incorporate flute and organ, so there's an obvious comparison to Jethro Tull. They also have the groove of Black Sabbath, and the subject matter for their songs is really focused on old horror movies. And I made a note here because these guys have been described as, and I think this is very appropriate, flute-tinged witch rock. This is awesome. If you haven't heard these guys, definitely check it out. Released April 15th, I almost wasn't going to include this one on the list, but I'm going to. It's the new one from Lita Ford, Time Capsule, and I wasn't going to include this one because it is kind of hit and miss, and these aren't new tracks. These are all demos recorded way back in the 1980s, but there are a couple really strong songs on here, including Black Leather Heart, including Where Will I Find My Heart Tonight, including Rot to the Core. I'm actually really digging this record, and it kind of surprised me. And finally, released June 10th, a double slab of wax from none other than Scorpion Child with their new album, Acid Roulette, another band I'm really digging lately. And again, these guys are kind of psych, doom, metal, that sort of stuff. Definitely a good record. If you haven't heard this band or any of the others, I'm also going to include them on the Channel 33 RPM playlist on Spotify. Link to that below this video. So what did you think of my list of the best hard rock and heavy metal releases so far of 2016? What did I miss? What should be on this list? What should I delete from this list? I would love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below. Remember, if you enjoyed today's episode, to leave a quick like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, click that button. You'll never miss another episode again. Thank you guys again. Hope you are having a fantastic summer. I appreciate the ongoing support. Until next time, keep on spinning.